Hello everyone, welcome back to your online SKS class, and now it's your biology class. In the previous class we studied the different definitions of cell, tissue, organ and also organ system, right? So I repeat the portion again, so all of you listen here. Let's begin. Okay, then the definitions of cell. In the previous class we studied the definition of cell. How will you define a cell? How will you define a cell? How will you define a cell? Cell is the basic, structural and also the functional unit of all living organisms, right? The cell is the basic, structural and also the functional unit. So, cell is the structural and also the functional. Cell is the basic, structural and functional unit of all living organisms, or structural or functional unit of life, isn't it? That is a cell. Say some examples for cell. You already studied different types of cells. All the plants and animal body consists of various types of cells. Say some examples for cells. Example, yes, right, that is nerve cell. Okay, nerve cell. Then epidermal cell. Epidermal cell, then bone cell, muscle cell. Okay, all are examples for cells. Okay, cell is the basic, structural and also the functional unit of all living organisms, and also the examples for cell are nerve cell, epidermal cell, bone cell, muscle cell, etc. Okay, these are various examples of cells. So, cell is a basic, structural and functional unit of life. Examples for cell are nerve cell, epidermal cell, bone cell, muscle cell. Okay, the next definition we studied in your previous classes. The next definition we studied in your previous class is tissue. So, what are tissues? Tissues are a group of similar cells, right? Similar cells. A group of similar cells that perform a specific function, that is known as a tissue. Okay, what is a tissue? The tissues are a group of similar cells that perform a specific function, that is known as a tissue. Okay, so what are tissues? Tissues are a group of similar cells that perform and also they perform a specific function. Examples for tissues in your textbook, mainly 3 examples are given. So you study that examples. Example 1, the first example is that the epidermis. Second example is chlorenchyma. Chlorenchyma. Okay, epidermis, chlorenchyma. The third example in your textbook is phloem. Phloem. Okay, these are the 3 main examples for tissues. What are tissues? Tissues are a group of similar cells. Very important. Tissues are a group of similar cells that perform a specific function. So, these all are tissues and these all have a specific function. And these are all made up of group of similar cells, right? Similar or other type of cells. Okay, so here epidermis. So first is example for tissue is epidermis. That is, this epidermis are layer of cells found on the outer surface of the skin. Okay, these are layer of cells found on the outer surface of skin. Okay, skin, the outer surface of skin. Layer of cells found on the outer surface of the skin that constitute a tissue known as the epidermis. Okay, so the epidermis are layer of cells. Clear? Layer of cells that seen on the surface of skin, that is known as epidermis. Second type is chlorenchyma. What are chlorenchyma cells? That is, the chlorenchyma are chlorophyll containing cells in a leaf. Okay, chlorophyll containing cells in a leaf. That is, these are the chlorophyll containing cells in a leaf. These are the chlorophyll containing cells. These are the chlorophyll containing cells in a leaf that forms a tissue known as the chlorenchyma. Chlorenchyma. And what is the function of chlorenchyma? Since it contains chloroplast. isn't it? That contain the pigment chlorophyll. So it helps in photosynthesis. Okay, so chlorenchyma are a special type of tissues which is found in the special type of tissues means the cells contain chloroplast or chlorophyll. Okay, chloroplast, the cells contain chloroplast in a leaf which is known as chlorenchyma. Okay, the chlorenchyma helps in photosynthesis. And the third type of tissues are the phloem. Third type of tissues are the phloem. So this is the protective layer. This helps in photosynthesis. And the last type of tissues are the phloem. This phloem are the cells that carry the food materials from the leaves. The food materials are synthesized where in plant body? In the leaves, right? So from the leaves it is transported to various parts of the plant or different parts of the plant. Isn't it? That is, from leaves it is transported to the upper part and also to the lower part. That function is carried out by a special type of tissue found in plants, that is known as the phloem. Clear? So phloem are a group of cells that helps to carry, isn't it? Helps to carry the food from leaves to different parts of the plant body. That is the main function of phloem. So these are a group of cells that involved in conduction or transportation of food, isn't it? So conduction is the function. So these are all different types of cells and perform specific functions. Clear? That is what is called tissue. Okay, that is what is called the tissues. That is, these are all examples for tissues. This is protective in function. This is the function of chlorenchyma is photosynthesis, and phloem conduction of food materials. Okay, conduction of food. That is a function of phloem. These are all different types of cells, and these are all perform a specific function. Okay, then in the previous class we studied the next one is that the next thing we studied in your previous classes. The next thing, that is, we study the cell, the tissue, then the organ. Organs or organ. What are organs? That is, different type of tissues, okay, join together or work together to perform a specific function. Okay, that is known as an organ. So, different type of tissues. Different types of tissues. Okay, different types of tissues join together to perform a specific function. Clear? Different types of tissues join to perform a join together. Okay, or work together. Okay, different type of tissues work together to perform a specific function in our body, in both plant and also in animal body. Different organs can be seen. Clear? So that organs consist of different type of tissues. Okay, different type of tissues, and that perform a specific function. Clear? Example for organs. Example, tongue. Tongue. This tongue consists of various type of tissues. That this tongue consists of muscular tissue. Okay, muscular tissue, nervous tissue, then epidermal tissue, epithelial tissue. In the case of plants it is epidermal. In the case of animals it is epithelial tissue. So these three tissues join together to form an organ known as tongue. Okay, so this tongue is formed of different types of tissues, that is muscular tissue, nervous tissue and epithelial tissue. Okay, these three tissues group together to perform a specific function. That is known as an organ. Example for organ, tongue. Okay, then so we study the definitions of cell, then tissues, then organs, then the last one is the organ systems. Okay, organ systems. Organ systems. So what is meant by this organ systems? Different organs or many organs work together to perform a life process or a life function. Clear? That is known as organ system. Clear? That is many organs. Many organs work together or join together. Okay, work together to perform a specific life function or life process. A process. Clear? That is known as an organ system. So many organs work together to perform a specific life function or life process. That is known as organ systems. Example for organ systems are so much examples in our body. That is digestive system. Digestive system. Okay, respiratory system. Respiratory system. Then nervous system. These are all examples for organ systems. That is many organs group together or work together to perform a specific function. Digestive system, various organs involved. Stomach, intestine, mouth to intestine. That organs involved in digestive system. From nose to lungs, respiratory system. Nervous system, brain, spinal cord, nerves. So these are all involved in nervous system. So many organs, clear, work together or join together to perform a specific life function or life process. Right? Digestive system, digestion, it is a life process. Clear? The respiratory system, respiration, it is a life process or life function. Then nervous system, nervous impulse transmission, nerve impulse transmission. These are all various life functions. Okay, so many organs group together or work together to perform a specific life function that constitute the organ systems. And many organ systems group to form or many organ system constitute an organism. Okay, an organism. For example, plant body. It consists of both the root system plus the shoot system. Okay, that is the organism. Example, plant body. That consists of two different types of systems, root system and also the shoot system. Thus constitute the entire body of organism. That is, in the case of animal body, different digestive system, respiratory system, nervous system, circulatory system. These all systems work together to perform the body of an organism. Okay, that likewise plant body is also consist of two systems, that is root system and also the shoot system. Okay, the first portion is over and the second portion we studied in your previous class is the plant tissues, right? You remember? That is, yes, plant tissues. So, the plant tissues. Mainly, plant tissues may be of two types, right? You remember those things? That is, the plant tissues may be classified mainly into two types. Which are they? That is, the meristematic tissues. Meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. So, plant tissues may be mainly classified or broadly classified into two types, the meristematic tissues and the permanent tissues. The meristematic tissues, the other name of meristematic tissues are meristems. Meristematic tissue or meristem and the permanent tissues. These are the two types of plant tissues. Clear? So these are the two types of plant tissues. We already studied in your previous class about the meristematic tissues. Remember, what are the various features of meristematic tissues? The speciality of this meristematic tissues. First speciality of this meristematic tissues are they are actively dividing cells. That is the main speciality of this meristematic cells or meristems. They are actively dividing cells. Actively. So, meristematic cells or meristems are actively dividing cells. And what is their function? Since they are actively dividing cells, they produce new cells, right? They produce new cells. Produce new cells. Okay, since they produce new cells, they are seen at the growing points of the plant. Clear? So, they are actively dividing cells. Since they are actively dividing cells, they produce new cells. Clear? They produce more and more cells in plant body. So, they are seen at the growing points of the plant. Growing points or growing parts. Clear? Growing points or growing parts of the plant body. Okay, so these are the three important things we studied under meristematic tissues. They are actively dividing cells. They produce new cells. Okay, since they produce new cells, they are seen in the growing points of the plant. Clear? These are the three important points about the meristematic tissues. And the second, next thing is that how will you define a meristematic tissue? How will you define a meristematic tissue? Already we got all the points about the meristematic tissues. Okay, that is actively dividing, produce new cells, seen at the growing points of the plant. Seen at the growing points. Growing points, which are the main growing points of the plant? That is tip portions, right? Tip of the stem, right? Then tip of the root. Then tip of the branches. Tip of the branches. These are mainly the growing points of the plant, right? Tip of the stem, tip of the root, tip of the branches. So these meristematic tissues are a group of cells that is seen at the growing points, growing parts of the plant, such as tip of the stem, tip of the root and tip of the branches. Clear? So how will you define a meristematic tissue? We will define a meristematic tissue. How will you define a meristematic tissue? That is, meristematic tissues are a group of young living cells. Okay, meristematic tissues are a group of young living cells. Clear? Living cells. And they have the ability to divide. Okay, they have the ability to divide and produce new cells. Okay, that is the definition of a meristematic tissue. It's very important. Meristematic tissues or meristems are a group of young cells, young living cells. Clear? Young living cells that have the ability to divide or that have the capacity to divide and produce new cells. That have the ability to divide or capacity to divide and produce new cells. They are seen mainly at the growing points of the plant. Clear? They are mainly seen at the growing points of the plant, mainly at the tip of the stem, tip of the root and tip of the branches. They are the growing parts. Okay? So this type of meristematic tissues are seen at the growing points, that is tip of root, tip of stem and tip of branches. That is the definition of a meristematic cell. And where is it located? This meristematic tissues location. These meristematic tissues are located at the growing points or growing parts. Growing points or growing parts. Okay, growing parts. Growing parts of the plant, such as the tip of the stem, tip of the root and tip of the branches. That is the location. What is the function? What is the function of these meristematic tissues? They help in the growth of the plant, right? They help in the growth of the plant or production of new cells. That is the function of meristematic tissues. Clear? Production of new cells. Production of new cells is the main function of this meristematic tissues. So, I repeat the main points about the meristematic tissues. Mainly the plant tissues are classified or classified into two types. They are meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. Clear? Meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. Then this meristematic tissues. Meristematic tissues, mainly 2 points you have to remember. First, they are actively dividing cells. Their function is to produce new cells. Okay, production of new cells is the function of this meristematic tissues. And second thing, how will you define a meristematic tissue? Well, the meristematic tissues are a group of young living cells. Clear? Young living cells. Young living cells. It's important. Young living cells. Okay, that have the ability to divide and produce new cells. Okay, ability to divide and produce new cells. That is the main function of meristematic tissues. Then where this meristematic tissues are located? They are located mainly at the growing points of the plants or growing parts of the plant. Clear? Growing parts of the plant or growing points of the plant. Then the examples for meristematic tissues: meristem seen at the tip of the stem, tip of the root, and tip of branches. Okay, these are the growing points of the plant. Here, these meristematic tissues are located. Clear? So, these are the things we studied in your previous class, and also then we study about the meristematic tissues, the characteristic features, right? Remember, that is the characteristic features. The characteristic features of meristematic tissues, very important. I think in your textbook 7 points are there. All are very important. Okay, the main characteristic features of meristematic tissues. What are the various characteristic features of meristematic tissues? The first thing is that they are small and living cells. Okay, they are small and living cells. The meristematic tissues are, or meristems are, small and living cells. Why they are living? Why they are living? Because the cell, that is the second point, cell contain cytoplasm. Cell contains cytoplasm. Okay, cytoplasm. Cell contain cytoplasm and a prominent nucleus. Clear? Cell contains cytoplasm and a prominent nucleus. So, this type of cells are living. These meristematic tissues are living. Okay, why? Because they contain cytoplasm. The cell contain cytoplasm and a prominent nucleus. Okay, so that is the speciality of meristematic tissue. So, 2 main points we studied. That is, first one, these meristematic cells are small and living. Okay, meristematic cells are small and living. Second thing, the cells contain cytoplasm and a prominent nucleus. Then next, the shape of the cell. Then next important characteristic feature is they are actively dividing cells, right? The meristematic cells are actively dividing cells. Clear? So 3 points. Small and living. The cells are small and living. Cell contains, since they are living, the cells contain cytoplasm and a prominent nucleus. Then the cells are actively dividing cells. Okay, they are actively dividing cells and form new cells. Clear? And produce new cells. And so they produce new cells. Okay, so they produce new cells. That is the second important feature of this meristematic tissues. Then fourth feature is their shape. Mainly cells are oval, spherical or polygonal in shape. That is the fourth feature. Cells are oval, spherical or polygonal in shape. That is the shape of this meristematic tissues. Spherical, oval, spherical or round. Right? Spherical or round. spherical or round or polygonal in shape. That is the shape of the meristematic cells. Then the fifth feature is that, the fifth one is that the vacuoles are usually absent. Usually small or absent. Okay, small or absent. The vacuoles are usually small or absent. If it is present, it is very small, or otherwise it is absent in the case of meristematic tissues. Okay, that is the fifth feature of meristematic tissues. So I repeat, what are the main points? First one, they are small and living cells. Since they are living, the cell contains the cytoplasm and prominent nucleus. Then third one, cells are actively dividing cells and they produce new cells. Okay. Then fourth one, cells are oval, spherical and also polygonal in shape. These are the three shapes of this meristematic tissues. Then vacuoles are usually small or absent. If it is present, it is small. Okay. If the vacuoles are present in the cell, it is small, or it is otherwise it is absent in the meristematic cells. Okay. Then the last point is that, not the last one, the cells, sixth one. The sixth point. That is, the sixth point is that the cells are tightly arranged. Okay, tightly arranged. The cells are tightly arranged without intercellular spaces. That is, the cells are like this. The polygonal shape, the shape is polygonal and the cells are arranged tightly. Okay, the cells are arranged tightly. Okay, without, in between the cells there are no spaces, right? So the intercellular spaces are absent because the cells are closely packed or tightly packed. Clear, right? Tightly packed without intercellular spaces. A prominent nucleus and cytoplasm. This is the structure of a meristematic cell. Okay, that is, the cells are tightly packed or closely packed without intercellular spaces. These are small and living cells. And also the other specialty is that the cell wall is thin. In the case of meristematic, since they are actively dividing cells, so their cell wall is thin. Clear? Cell wall is thin and made up of cellulose. So the cell wall material is cellulose. Okay, the cell wall is the last point. The last point is that the cell wall is thin. The cell wall is thin and made up of cellulose. And made up of cellulose. Okay? Cellulose. So these are the 7 characteristic features of meristematic tissues. Clear? The cells are small and living. The cell contains cytoplasm and prominent nucleus. Cells are actively dividing cells and produce new cells. Then cells are oval, round or polygonal. Okay, oval, round or spherical or polygonal in shape, and cells are tightly arranged without intercellular spaces. Okay, so intercellular spaces are absent in the case of meristematic tissues. The cells are tightly arranged or closely arranged. In between the cells there is no space are seen. Okay, so and the cell wall is thin and made up of cellulose. Clear? Cell wall is thin cell wall is thin, and the cell wall material is cellulose. Clear? Then next thing is that the vacuoles are usually absent. Okay, if present, it is very small. These are the important characteristic features of meristematic tissues. Clear? Then also in the previous class we studied the different types of meristematic tissues, right? The different types. What are the different types of meristematic tissues? The meristematic tissues may be classified into mainly 3 types. Okay, meristematic tissues may be classified into mainly three types based on the position of the plant body. In the plant body, where is it seen? So, on the basis of that, the meristematic tissues may be classified into three types. That is apical meristem, lateral meristem, and intercalary meristem. Okay, so on the basis of the position in the plant body, the meristematic tissues or meristems may be classified into three types. Which are they? They are apical meristem, lateral meristem, and intercalary meristem. Or other names are apical meristematic tissue, lateral meristematic tissue, and intercalary meristematic tissue. Okay, this apical meristem, from the name itself, we can see the position. Okay, position of the apical meristems. These apical meristems are seen at the tip of the plant body or at the growing point of the plant body. So, this type of meristem is also known as terminal meristem. Okay, terminal. So, apical meristem or terminal meristem. That is apical meristem. The other name is terminal meristem. It is seen at the growing point. Okay, mainly the apical meristems are seen at the growing points. That is mainly at the tip of stem and tip of roots and tip of branches. Tip of branches. So these are all the growing parts, right? Here this type of meristematic tissues are seen. Okay, these are seen at the tip of stem, tip of roots, and tip of branches. These are the specialities of apical meristem. Okay, then where is it located? Tip of stem, tip of roots, and tip of branches. That is mainly at the growing points. The tissues found on the part that keep on growing. That parts, these apical meristems are seen, or terminal meristems are seen in these parts. That is tip of stem, tip of roots, and tip of branches. And second thing is that what is the function of this apical meristem? What is the main function? Mainly, we already told that these meristems are mainly seen at the tip, right? Tip of the stem, root, branches. So the function of the apical meristem is length of the plant body increases. Okay, its height increases, length. Length of the plant body. Okay, length of the plant body increases. Length of the plant body increases due to the activity of apical meristem. Length of the plant body increases due to the activity of the apical meristem. Okay, so apical meristem, it is seen at the growing points, that is tip of stem and tip of roots. That meristem is said to be apical meristem, and function, length of the plant body increases due to the activity of apical meristem. Then second type of meristem is lateral meristem. Lateral means it is seen at the sides. Seen at the sides of the stem and root. That is here. This is the stem here. This is the lateral meristem. Lateral meristem. And here the apical meristems are seen. Okay, here lateral meristems are seen. Okay, and also at the tip of branches also, the tip of branches also, this apical meristems are seen. And the sides of the stem, this lateral meristems are seen. So the lateral meristems are the meristems seen on the lateral sides of the plant body. On the lateral sides of the plant body. Okay, these are the lateral meristems. Since they are seen at the lateral sides, what is the function of this lateral meristems? Its location is at the sides of the stem, right? Sides of the stem. So what is the function? What is the function of this lateral meristems? They increase or they helps in the increasing of the diameter of the stem. So that is a function of the lateral meristem. It increases the diameter. Okay, it increases the diameter or girth or thickness. Okay, diameter or thickness of the plant body, of the stem. Clear? Seen on the sides of the stem. So it increases the thickness or the diameter of the stem. That is a function of this lateral meristem. Okay, lateral meristems are mainly seen at the sides of the stem, and it helps in increasing the diameter of the stem. But thickness increasing due to the activity of this lateral meristem. Okay, then next third feature, third meristem is intercalary meristem. This type of meristem is seen between the regions of the permanent tissues. That is, here permanent tissue, here also permanent tissue. In between these two, here also permanent, here permanent tissues. In between the permanent tissues are the intercalary meristem are located. In between the permanent tissues. Okay, in between the permanent tissues, the intercalary meristems are seen. In between the permanent tissues. Okay, so the intercalary meristems are found between the regions of permanent tissues. Okay, that is the specialty of intercalary. That is intercalated. These are seen intercalated between the permanent tissues. Okay, intercalated between or found between the regions of the permanent tissues. And also it is located at the base of the node. So where is it located? The location of intercalary meristem, that is located at the base of node, then base of internode, base of node, base of internode, and base of leaves. Here these intercalary meristems are located. Okay, where? Base of node, base of internode, and base of leaves. Okay, in these parts, these intercalary meristems are located. Okay, intercalary meristems are located at the base of the node, base of the internode, and base of leaves. So what is the function? That it increases the length of these parts. Okay, it increases the length of these parts. The length of these parts increases due to the activity of this intercalary meristem. Okay, so all the three meristems are over. These are all about the meristematic tissues. Okay, then what is the other type of plant tissues? What is the other type of plant tissues? The other type of plant tissues is permanent tissues, right? Permanent tissues. The other type of plant tissues are permanent tissues, just opposite of the meristematic tissues. We already studied that the meristematic tissues are actively dividing cells. Clear? And they produce new cells. Okay, the cells produced by the meristematic tissues. Clear? Clear? The cells produced by the meristematic tissues become elongates, mature, and differentiate. Okay, and differentiate. Okay, so the meristematic tissues are actively dividing cells and they produce more and more cells. Okay, these cells become elongated, mature, and differentiate to form the permanent tissues. Clear? So this, the cells produced by the meristematic tissues elongates, mature, and differentiate to form the different types of permanent tissues. So how these permanent tissues are formed? From the meristematic tissues. Okay, the cells produced from the meristematic tissues become elongates, mature, and differentiates to form different types of permanent tissues. Okay, then what are the other important things we have to study about the permanent tissues? That is, they are elongated, mature, and also differentiated cells. And next thing is that the permanent tissues do not divide further. That is the second thing. That is, it is produced. First feature is that it is produced from meristematic tissues. That is the first thing. It is produced from the meristematic The first important feature is that these permanent tissues are produced from the meristematic tissues. Second feature is that the permanent tissues do not divide. The permanent tissues do not have the capacity to divide. They do not divide. That is the second important feature. The permanent tissues, that is the first thing is that the meristematic cells divide and produce new cells, or they actively divide to produce new cells, and these cells elongate, mature and produce the permanent tissues. And second thing is that the permanent tissues does not have the capacity to divide. They does not divide. And also they are specialized cells. That is the third feature. They are specialized cells. They are specialized cells, and they are specialized to perform specific functions. Specific functions. So these are the important features. First one is that these permanent tissues are produced from the meristematic tissues. That is, meristematic tissues produced, the cells produced by the meristematic tissues are divided. That is, the cells produced from the meristematic tissues elongates, mature. Okay, elongates, mature and also specialized to perform specific function. That tissues are known as the permanent tissues. So they are produced from the meristematic tissues, right? They elongate, mature and differentiate to different types of permanent tissues. They are produced from meristematic tissues. So permanent tissues are produced from meristematic tissues. They do not divide. Third, they are specialized cells to perform specific functions. Okay, they are specialized cells to perform specific functions. That is mainly the important thing about the permanent tissues. Okay, so we are winding up. Hope you are all enjoy this section, and now see you in the next section, and bye from me. Thank you.